Come on in, everybody. That's right. I think we've solved all our problems with Kai Havertz playing false nine. I think we've solved all our problems. Getting top four is gonna be alright, just fine. Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you lot are all doing well today, my friends. I really do hope that Chelsea march on. What else can I say? It's 11 games unbeaten under Big Tommy Tuchel. Things are just looking superb. And today I want to talk about a couple of things. One, as you probably heard in the intro song, I want to talk about Kai Havertz playing as a striker for Chelsea and what that could mean. The implications, the ramifications, all the cations. And I want to cite an Athletic article talking about Chelsea's odds and chances of remaining in the top four. If you look at the table, it's actually mad. Tottenham, Everton and West Ham, all just below us, all have a game in hand on us. And if they win that game in hand, West Ham actually go above us and the other two are just behind us. So the race is on, and it's not a given that we will actually finish in the Champions League spot. No matter how many songs I sing feeling confident, it's not a given. Get comfortable, subscribe to this channel if you're new, you might enjoy the experience, and if you do subscribe, hit the all-important bell notifications icon to keep you updated when I upload. And if you want more musical intros, you know what to do, hit a like on the video. If that gets a big number, then I will know more musical intros for you, man, and get them. Alright then, let's get into today's content. Rightio then, not a Chelsea news video today, but I am citing a couple of graphics from The Athletic, and I'll link you the link to said article down in the description and urge you to go check them out. A great resource for me as a content creator, The Athletic. So like I said a little bit earlier in the video, the race is on for top four, and supercomputers and XG algorithms are generating speculated results and finishing places looking at previous performances, etc, etc. So let's switch over screens and show you one of the two graphics I'm going to show you in today's video. Right, this first one is regarding form. The last 10 Premier League games from the relevant clubs you can see on the screen. Yeah, you can barely see Arsenal down there at the bottom. What I want to look at is the points per game for the last 10 games. And as you can see, Chelsea are in third place, interestingly, regardless to their scintillating form. Unsurprisingly, Manchester City are top of the pops. They've been obviously absolutely incredible, only losing to Manchester United in the derby. And I'm actually unsure if this graphic is taking into account that game or if it was published before, or at least generated before. Sorry, I don't have that answer. And yes, the surprise of the bunch is West Ham in second place. They've been in incredible form, and like I said, if they win their game in hand, they're actually above Chelsea and they are in the top four. They look excellent and they don't look like slowing up, but thankfully for us Chelsea fans, they've actually got a difficult run of fixtures and they might even play Manchester United next, or certainly soon, and I do believe we play them again. We've also beat them 3-0 last time under Frank Lampard, so we've got that over them, but generally they're looking like they are good to go, man. They are not slowing down. Still, something's got to give. Chelsea have had more difficult fixtures than West Ham lately, I believe, and we're getting some easier ones soon. They are getting more difficult ones, so fingers crossed, well, everything crossed, that we can keep our place in the top four. Now let's switch over to the next graphic, which shows you a predicted finishing spot. Well, actually, it's a little bit more complicated than that. It shows you the percentage chance by the super algorithmic computer of where teams are likely to finish. The calculations, results and graphics all provided by a platform or a company called Stats Perform. As you can see, Manchester City have a 99.9% chance of winning the Premier League. I think we could probably all get on board with that. Manchester United have a 66% chance of finishing second, which obviously implies they have around a 33% chance of not finishing second. Fingers crossed, Chelsea could still do something magnificent and finish second. And going by this graph in percentages, Chelsea have nearly or basically an 11% chance of finishing second. And nearly a 60% chance overall of finishing in the top four. Have a look at all those places closely. It's quite an interesting graphic. It's done by all sorts of different metrics for them to calculate this. So obviously you're still speculating to quite a great deal, but it's interesting for them to do all these sort of algorithmic calculations and to see what percentages they put in what place. Rather worryingly, Tottenham have been given a good chance of climbing up the table and maybe even getting top 4. It looks like they have the biggest chance out of West Ham, Everton and themselves, which I find rather interesting. Anyway, I've shown you these two graphics. Hopefully you guys found it interesting like I did. So let's move on and talk about Kai Havertz. That's right, I've been saying it for a while. I want to see Kai Havertz deployed as a striker. I've made a video about it a couple of weeks ago, and lo and behold, it's happened. Of course, he's played this position quite a lot at Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga, but now we've seen it for Chelsea. It's interesting because it's kind of more of a false 9 role, but ultimately he can occupy spaces in the 6-yard box as he is an aerial threat, and also he still has license to float around the pitch and play a little bit more like a number 10. In yesterday's excellent performance against Everton, he played as this false 9 flanked by Timo Werner and Callum Hudson-Odoi, and of course later on Mason Mount came on, not to replace him, which we all would assume because they've both played that false 9 role before, but to play alongside him. Mason Mount played as one of the more number 10s, and this is really positive news for me because Mason Mount's been Chelsea's player of the season, and I maintained that Kai Havertz is Chelsea's most talented player ever since we sort of bought him. I'm so excited about this signing. Hell, I even danced on the channel and on Twitter. Yeah, you remember the dance. So to see them both playing on the pitch at the same time was a massive positive for me, and I think Tuchel recognises the talent and industry you get with Mason Mount and the game-changing talent that you get in Kai Havertz. Now I think this is a really significant thing for me because we needed to get the best out of him. Roman Abramovich, I've said it before and I'll say it again, Roman Abramovich wanted Kai Havertz the same way as he wanted Eden Hazard. It was a signing Chelsea didn't necessarily need, but Abramovich saw one of the best young players in Europe and he was like, wow, that guy needs to go to Chelsea and nowhere else. So he got his way with Eden Hazard the same way he did with Kai Havertz. He played as an attacking 8 under Frank Lampard, which is a little bit, he looked really good at first, but ultimately you still have a lot of industry and defensive responsibilities in that 4-3-3 attacking 8 role. But as a false 9, he has a little bit more freedom under Thomas Tuchel and it suits him incredibly well. Now, if Chelsea are to keep this formation, the 3-4-2-1 or the 3-4-1-2 sort of false 9 kind of thing, then this striker role suits him maybe more than it would suit the likes of Erling Haaland. Shock horror, he's said something negative about Haaland. No, it's not negative. I love the player. I think he's the best striker in the world at the moment and probably will be for the next 10 years. Probably. But in terms of this type of football under Tuchel, if we are to keep this formation and play style, and you'd have to say at the moment, why would he change it? You know, look, we're unbeaten. We've only conceded to Minamino as an opposition player. Why would you change that? So with that, this kind of false 9 role when you roam around, go deep, combine little silky one-touch flicks and stuff, that might suit Kai Havertz more than Erling Haaland. He wants to stay up top, barge through, run on the break, score goals, sort of maybe goal hang a little bit more, dare I say it, although of course he can drive from deep. This sort of false 9 technical role might suit Erling Haaland less and Kai Havertz more. And remember, Kai Havertz is a world-class talent. This role also suits Mason Mount really, really well, maybe with a sort of additional side of industry and a little bit less side of attacking quality up top. If you think about it, we've got so many midfielders to play that midfield 2, the double 6 that Thomas Tuchel calls it. Of course, Jorginho and Kovacic, N'Golo Kante, we've got Billy Gilmour, who's apparently really, really close to the first team as well. Loads and loads of options. You know, you could even talk about the loanees and all the kids that could play there. Even Mason Mount could probably play in that more sort of functional midfield role. And with all our wide forwards, Ziyech, Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi and Mason Mount that plays in that role and stuff, the striker is quite a difficult, interesting role in this Thomas Tuchel system, and although Giroud can score goals and stay up there, in terms of combining and movement and stuff, maybe Kai Havertz is perfect for this role far beyond all our other strikers, you know, far beyond Werner, Abraham, Giroud, and maybe, dare I say it, he might be more suitable for this role than Erling Haaland. Don't get me wrong, boys and girls, my friends, I'm not saying I don't want Chelsea to sign Haaland. He's my favourite goal-scoring player in Europe, as he is probably yours as well, and I would love him at my club. And should we do buy Erling Haaland, or should we get him, then you change your system to get him goals. And I think Thomas Tuchel would be inclined to do that. He'd be like, right, how do we feed everything to Haaland so he can get 2 goals a game every game? You know what I mean? But for the moment, provided we're playing this system and it's not broke, it looks superb, someone like Kai Havertz suits that striker role perfectly. So anyway, what do you guys think? I want to reach out to the fans, the football fans, and hear what you have to say about this idea. Would you be happy to lock down Kai Havertz as a striker moving forwards? And then, you know, we're not necessarily talking about the alternatives in Werner, Giroud and Abraham and what will become of them. But for the moment, in isolation, what do you think of Kai Havertz in this role as a solution moving forwards? Because he has got the talent to be magnificent there. We know it, we've seen it. Leave your thoughts, feelings and emotions down in the comment section below. I'll be down there reading them, seeing what you have to say. If you've enjoyed my content I've brought to you today, please do drop a like. It really does help me out a lot. Of course, consider subscribing if you're new. Other than that, my friends, I'm out of here, so enjoy the football, and I will see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.